The way the world has unfolded has brought us tremendous complexity. Think back on what computing was 90 years ago. It was gears and levers. And then there was this notion of hardware with vacuum tubes and then silicon and then some software. And then we virtualized even the hardware, so it all turned into software. And it was software and containers and microservices and APIs and algorithms. And as things became virtual, they had no mass, there was no friction. And instead of taking a year to put 5,000 servers in a data center, you could put 10,000 servers into a data center virtually inside of a minute. And so this platform gave way to a new kind of application. Rather than as a giant monolith, there's all these little pieces, and they can run in a private cloud, they can run in a public cloud, they can run on a server, they can run at customer organizations. And today, if you push a button on a browser, liable to have 100 or 200 or 1,000 virtual machines all respond to that. They all have to be coordinated. They all have to be trusted. They all have to communicate with one another. This is a huge, complicated movement that's occurred in computing. It gets even more difficult because we used to have a perimeter where everything neat and clean fit in the perimeter, and you knew it was yours, and you knew it could trust it because you put it in there, and you knew you could protect it at the perimeter. Now that's all gone too. So the way we deal with this lack of a perimeter is we use identities. So we put identities on all these machines. Now you've just introduced another level of complexity because there's these identities everywhere. And what we see all the time in the top 400 or 500 corporations in the world, many of them are customers, is they've gotten themselves in a position where these identities now are harming them because it's too hard to deal with them as they were dealt with 5 years ago. So the challenge is, how do you simplify this and yet still provide the protection that machine identities afford? And those machine identities themselves need to be protected because if any one of them is stolen or forged, they can be used against the owner of those identities. And that's been one of our driving themes for 10 years, is take this complexity and boil it down and make it simple. And the Venafi platform does this with sort of 3 pillars. One is visibility, even if it's in the public cloud and the private cloud, no matter where it is, where are the machine identities? To provide intelligence so that you know, are these going to hurt me or help me? And then finally, full automation, because there's no way you're going to make this easy unless you fully automate it. We've simplified the complex via Venafi with visibility, intelligence, and automation.